And coming this year, we actually had it projected to come out at the end of 2009. However, Kevin is actually taking care of his dad, who's actually old and not in the best of health. So he's actually moved the date back. No problem with us, we understand. And right now the projection is that he wants to have Robotech, the Expeditionary Force Marines source book, coming out this spring. And then he's going to have the new generation coming out in the fall. Now you're probably wondering, what is the Robotech Expeditionary Force? Well, the concept there is nothing against Carl or anything of the Sentinels. One of the things I discovered from Carl, from communicating with him, is that the underlying concept of the Sentinels is valid. It's really what he wanted to tell was, you know, when you watch the Southern Cross and New Generation, you're wondering, whatever happened to, you know, Rick Hunter and that expeditionary force that you always hear these legends of? They're out there in the galaxy exploring something, but you don't see them in the episodes. And you know the practical reasons why they didn't show up in the episodes, but Sentinels was this ingenious way of telling the backstory of, well, this is what they were up to during those years. And unfortunately, because of oddball production problems during the Sentinels, unfortunately they couldn't do retakes on some of the designs and the animation. So even, you know, when people saw the Sentinels, they just wanted to like it because it was Robotech, but they knew something was missing. You know, the design just wasn't up to the par of the original Robotech. And, you know, some of the characters, I mean, look at the Carbarians. I mean, they look like smiling, silly Care Bears, you know. There was something that went wrong in the design process. One of the things we want to do with the Expeditionary Force Marines is actually just let Palladium, you know, cut loose a little bit and be willing, you know, be free to reimagine this and kind of give it a nice, you know, nicer, more military edge, you know, borrowing from some of the designs of Robotech, the Shadow Chronicles, to, you know, give it a fresh new look to this pioneer expedition era of Robotech. So this is going to be what it is. It's not going to be the Sentinels, but it's going to be the Robotech Expeditionary Force, but with like a cooler reimagined look. So we're really looking forward to this.
We'll see.
Oh yeah. And you know what? If I got to tell you, you know, if the Palladium guys have anyone to look to for the ultimate authority, I would say he's sitting right here next to me. And Robotech comics, they've been sold internationally. It's been a big hit around the world, and Prelude to the Shadow Chronicles has been, you know, was a big seller. One of the problems we had with Prelude to the Shadow Chronicles was it was underprinted. You know, there were some people said, what, they're only printing 10,000 units when the DVD is selling hundreds of thousands of copies. And then what happened? Well, what happened was Prelude to the Shadow Chronicles became one of the most sought after comics, where each individual issue, which was only, I think, $3.95, was selling for as much as $80 on eBay. I mean, you know, I wish my stock funds did that well. So one of the things we're doing for the 25th anniversary is we're working with DC to do new trade paperbacks collecting all the Robotech back issues. We've got a huge, huge long laundry list that fans have been requesting. At the top of the request list has been Prelude to the Shadow Chronicles. And so this trade paperback is, it's going to be a nice graphic novel with new material, stuff that hasn't been published before. That's coming out this, I believe it's May, so it's going to be something like a Memorial Day book. So somewhere right around there, this will be coming out. And then we're going to have more graphic novels coming out after that. So this is what we're looking forward to. So this is the end of General Edwards and the end of Janice as you knew her from the Robotech expedition before she came back mysteriously different looking in Robotech the Shadow Chronicles. And the explanation, why on earth did Rick's hair go white? That quick, but
it's just old.
Yeah.
No.
A lot can happen in 25 years. And we've got new stuff coming from Toonami. One of the biggest, most requested toys of all were the Beta Fighters, and we're doing them all the way to the Shadow Beta. Toonami even sculpted the Synchro Cannon, and Masterpiece Cyclones. Rand variant already sold out, so you can stay on your toes. The new Masterpiece that's coming out was the one that was recalled. There was a lot of issues that fans had about Maya. You know, Toonami listens. When the toy came out and George Stunt, the proprietor, felt that the quality was substandard, called it, everybody was welcome to send it back in, get their full money back. And because everybody was so happy with the quality of the beta fighter, I mean, the factory engineered everything down to the ratcheted joints. It felt like a Bondi toy, you know, where the joints clicked and everything. Everybody was saying, this is the way the Alpha should have been made. You know what? They said, that's great to hear. They actually fired the factory that produced the Alpha fighters that had all these problems. They gave the work to the factory that was manufacturing the beta fighters. The new Alpha is actually different. It's actually been differently engineered. So even though on the exterior it looks like a similar toy, when it comes out, you're going to start hearing reviews about this toy. It's going to be interesting. And of course, we're not forgetting about the Macross Saga. We're not forgetting about old school. We had a limited Comic-Con edition, and actually, let me grab it. It's here. This was one of our hottest releases at Comic-Con. These were selling on eBay for over $100, I think. And because they sold out so quickly at Comic-Con. And during Christmas, we had an interesting thing happen where in our back room, we found a box, one box that was missed that hadn't been sold at Comic-Con. And so we quietly put it in the back of Robotech.com. And you know, we didn't send out a mass email or do external advertising outside of Robotech.com. And then I kind of said to Steve, you know, hey, maybe we should advertise this a little. And he goes, okay, let me check. And he goes, wait, we already sold out. He just put it up quietly in the store, and then poof, it was gone. So they're all gone. This box is going to be at the charity auction. And Carl and Tony, Rick Hunter and Carl himself are going to be signing this. So this is going to be the hot charity auction. So
they only made a few of them.
Yeah, and here's another thing that makes it even cooler is, remember how everybody used to say we didn't have the rights to Do You Remember Love licensing? Well, you know what? We pursued that, we worked that out. Look at that. Look at the strike cam. So yeah.
I'm up for auction.
And he's not cheap.
Is he good?
I am good.
Only for the school.
And yeah, another request we've gotten, what about more enemy mecha? Battle pods coming out. This will be coming out next month, I believe. And we're almost into next month. So I think about 4 weeks from now, you'll start seeing them in stores.
I like it,
And it's the 10th anniversary of Robotech.com. Or, no, actually the 9th anniversary. But, you know, Robotech.com's been around for almost a decade. For this decade, it's not just the web, it's social networking. We set up on Facebook.com/Robotech. We set up on Twitter.com/Robotech News. When we set up on Facebook, we found out that there were already 90,000 Robotech fans on Facebook. And when we set up our new site, it's been collecting thousands of people already. It's only been up there this month. And so, hey, join us. This is going to be a great place to find Robotech News. Some of the stuff going on at this con is going to be on this page already. And actually, we decided to collect a couple of questions from the Facebook page. This is some questions that fans there had asked. One fan from Florida would like to ask you, how do you feel the anime industry has changed since Robotech was released 25 years ago?
Well, the key factor that I see is that it is more accepted. Anime is more accepted as a general category than it was 25 years ago. And I also think that the biggest problem was that it expanded so rapidly. There was a bubble economy in the people that were producing and distributing anime, so that now it's on the verge of, you know, extinction because it didn't follow the practices of business that allowed it to have a true life that was based on a variety of outside factors. When you go to a video store and see 30 or 40 different anime titles and you know nothing about them, if you had unlimited resources, you would buy them and look at them. If you don't have unlimited resources, you try to watch them for free, however you can. Some people watch them on Crunchyroll, some people watch them, you know, wherever they can watch them, YouTube, on the web, and then once they see them, if they don't like them, they don't buy them.